Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, Bai was accepted as a disciple to become an immortal. In the immortal realm, Bai would discover that his chosen walk is able to double the power of anything he puts in it. However, he loses some lifespan when he does. Fast forward 5 years to when Bai becomes the youngest patriarch of the Spirit Stream sector and the Bloodlord of the Bloodstream sector. Bai unites the two sectors and takes part in their war against the evil Profound Stream sector, while demonstrating his overpowered strength. The story continues just after Bai has completely destroyed one of the mutated black puppets. Zhou is in absolute disbelief after hearing that Bai had escaped from the divine heaven-reaching crocodile, and now has just watched him destroy this nearly golden core level puppet. Bai explains that his confrontation with the divine beast actually helped him have a breakthrough in his cultivation, and he is just glad that he could make it in time to help them. Bai points out that defeating Majestic City will be a much more difficult task in every way, as it is situated in a place with a natural barrier, and they have also deployed all of their firepower. They can only get in the city if the right opportunity presents itself, and Bai notices the strange thundercloud again. Bai instructs Zhou's group to stay and heal, as he will head to other war zones to provide support. A close look under the thundercloud shows that a group of Profound Stream disciples are winning a battle. Bai Hanli is there as he explains that the Blood and Spirit Stream disciples will never surrender, and we see that Bai is making his way there quickly. Bai goes into the cloud as he is certain that there is something strange inside, and finds that his spiritual magnetic wings won't last for much longer inside there. He uses his eyes of the law to see spiritual bodies that he takes his time defeating, and we see that Patriarch Nian is impressed to see that someone was actually able to shatter his thundercloud array. Bai then appears before everyone, and their morale is instantly boosted as they are now ready to fight together with the young patriarch. Bai instructs this group to follow him as there is another group nearby in need of help, and they will all go to defeat Majestic City afterwards. They defeat several enemies on their way to the other group, and we see that the other group is Jali's. They are being defeated by one of the transformed black puppets, and it mocks them for thinking they could ever breach Majestic City. However, just then, Bai reveals himself in tremendous fashion, and the disciples in the other group celebrate after seeing their savior. Bai initiates the attack and immediately shows his dominance, as he takes out a mutated black puppet. He goes on to showcase his masterful use of his purple key cauldron, and Patriarch Nian notices from afar that Bai's presence has greatly boosted the morale of the Spirit and Bloodstream sectors, so much so that they have started advancing to the battlefront. Patriarch Hun isn't worried at all, as he questions what a Foundation establishment cultivator like Bai could possibly achieve. He explains that they do need to keep an eye on Bai though, as he is very crafty, and they still need to restore the sacrifice array. The Profound Stream forces are then instructed to immediately intercept and kill Bai. They head out to do just that, and Bai becomes concerned as he notices that those troops are headed in the direction that Diviner is in. As the Profound Stream forces continue their march, we see that Song is on their path as well. Bai watches nearby and realizes that he won't be able to save everyone in time with his power alone, and if this goes on, then more disciples will lose their lives. Elsewhere, a man confronts Su Mei and explains that she had killed his brother at the Sacred Lands. He plans to make her watch him kill her comrades, and she can't help but think about how despicable he is. Bai continues to debate what he should do, and determines that his own powers are limited, so he just has to let everyone kill their way out. He provides the Blood Sector disciples with Blood Key, and the newly rejuvenated group goes on the offensive. This includes Song, who with the increased cultivation takes out several opponents. Bai calls everyone to follow him, and the Bloodstream disciples are eager to prove themselves to the Bloodlord. Patriarch Hun becomes even more furious as he now realizes that he must actually use all his main forces against Bai. Bai has consolidated the power of both sectors, and Hun wonders if it's time to launch the main offensive. Blood Sector Patriarchs notice what's happening and wonder what could have caused Bai to use so much of his Blood Ancestor power. Nearby, Su Mei is in bad shape as the man attacking her explains that she has been poisoned, and she should just give up since she can't use her full strength. We then watch as Bai Hanli quickly approaches Bai as Bai is preparing an immense attack. Bai Hanli proudly proclaims that no matter what Bai is planning, he will stand by his side forever. The nearly defeated group from earlier now has taken control of the fight, and Jali excitedly states that his fighting power has increased by 30%. After some time, Bai finally finishes his sword and states that it's time to break the deadlock in the war. Bai's demon body grabs onto the immense sword and uses it to carve a path of blood. During his attack, Bai is able to sense that the Bloodstream disciples at the eastern front are nearly dead, so he heads there, leaving Bai Li, Jia Li, and Diviner in charge of the attack on Majestic City. Patriarch Yan watches Bai do this and wonders what could be so important there. As Bai approaches, he detects that the disciples in trouble are actually Su Mei and her team. He gets more serious about his approach as we see that Su Mei has taken considerable damage. She is seemingly near death, so Bai states that he will destroy anyone that gets in his way. Su Mei has never admitted defeat though, and her attacker is shocked to see that she has begun burning her own life force. In exchange for her great sacrifice, Su Mei is rejuvenated and now fights her opponents equally. The man won't be denied revenge for his brother though, and lands a powerful attack on Su Mei, but Bai is there to catch her. He apologizes to her for being so late just as she passes out, and promises not to let anyone hurt her anymore. Bai is furious at the three culprits, and they instantly realize that they must retreat to Majestic City when Bai prepares his attack. Bai's attack is devastating as the man just barely manages to make it to Majestic City, but unfortunately for him, the attack still kills him. With the gravely wounded Su Mei in his hands, Bai decides to attack the barrier directly. Everyone is shocked to see him do this, and Bai states that he will annihilate the Profound Stream's Majestic City in the blink of an eye. All the patriarchs are in disbelief to see that Bai has single-handedly breached the outer city, and Patriarch Yan orders that the sword array be turned. He is warned that changing the target of the sword array now will remove their ability to hold down the nascent soul and core formation forces in the battlefield. Qian explains that the eastern city wall has been breached, and their enemy's morale is at an all-time high. Their battle strength is soaring, and it's all because of Bai. If they can just kill him, then the entire crisis will be resolved in an instant. Qian then orders all battle puppets and cultivators to coordinate with the sword array in order to finally kill Bai. Everyone can tell that the Profound Stream sector has finally had enough, as troops are clearly headed in Bai's direction, so Bai Li heads to intercept them. Elsewhere, Su Mei tells Bai to put her down, as the battle he was just in consumed too much of his spiritual energy. Bai, however, reveals that he has only suppressed the poison in her body, and they need to find a safe place for him to take care of her. Unfortunately, they are not able to do so as they are quickly found by several war puppets. Bai does his best to use his remaining strength to fend off the army of puppets, and manages to take out several of them. Mid-battle, he reminds Su Mei to concentrate on her breathing to help slow down the poison, as he assures her that he will handle all the puppets. Bai then comes under attack from every direction, and Su Mei can only watch as she has a strange vision of Bai doing something similar before. As if fending off the army of powerful puppets wasn't enough, Bai sees in the distance that the Profound Stream sword array is being activated. Patriarch Qian states how he is prepared to sacrifice all lives to kill Bai using the array, and Bai points out how he is going too far. Bai manages to block the attack while also protecting Su Mei, and she once again sees more images. Bai assures her that things will be okay, and since her memories have been repressed, she can't understand the images she is seeing. The patriarchs are furious to see what is happening, and order all disciples to finish the battle at Majestic City so that they can assist the young patriarch and bloodlord Bai. Supreme Patriarch Hun fears that they are experiencing the worst case scenario, and orders Qian to return to the inner city so that he can summon the Supreme Treasure. Bai continues to fend off the army, while Su Mei notices that the images show Bai risking his life to protect someone just like he is now. Su Mei thinks that these memories are not hers, and wonders how nice it would be if she was the one Bai was always trying so hard to protect. Su Mei begs for Bai to just forget about her and run, but he refuses. Bai explains that even if his spiritual energy is completely exhausted, then he can still go all out with his physical body. Bai then consumes an enormous amount of his golden pills and proclaims that as long as he is still breathing, then no one can take their lives. This manages to give Bai the upper hand for a moment, but he is still severely weakened and outnumbered. He thinks about how as long as he is still breathing, he won't let any harm come to Su Mei, but the situation is becoming more dire by the second. Just then, Bai's group comes to his aid, and he tells some disciples to take Su Mei to get healed. A bit later, Bai explains that he has recovered his spiritual energy, and it is now time to retaliate so that they can vent their anger. They begin their attack, but Patriarch Qian must go, so he leaves the defense of the outer city to Lin Mu. At the breach in the Majestic City wall, Bai tells the Profound Stream sector disciples to surrender as they are completely isolated. They are hesitant at first, but Bai explains that he won't kill any prisoners of war. They seem optimistic about Bai's offer, but a burst of energy wipes them from the face of the earth. Bai can't believe the cruelty he just witnessed, and Linmu screams from a distance as he explains that anyone who betrays the Profound Stream sector will be executed. Bai and his group then charge forward, where they clash with Linmu's puppet and his army. Linmu's puppet is extremely formidable, as its attack easily pushes past Bai's, and Bai is forced to use his Flora weaponized technique. Bai goes in for a strike that is intended to end the puppet, but it absolutely stuns Bai with a powerful technique. He is severely injured after taking such a powerful attack, as he barely manages to stand, and acknowledges that the person before him has a cultivation comparable to his own. Bai realizes that his strength is completely dependent on the puppet though, and decides that he must not hold back when fighting it. Bai prepares his attack, but the powerful puppet does as well. Bai's attack preparation involves using a drop of heaven-reaching river water with his undying blood to first break its armor. It's a unique attack that we haven't seen from Bai before, and it is powerful enough to destroy the puppet's attack. Everyone fears that Bai is outmatched, but Linmu praises Bai for his quick-witted counter. Linmu points out that it won't be enough to stop him though, and the two continue their battle. Bai uses his demon body as a distraction, and Linmu is surprised to see that Bai has actually used poison against him as well. Linmu reveals that he had been with the Pillstream sector for many years, and the puppet he wields is able to block poisons. Bai's confidence is unwavering though, as the puppet loses its ability to move, and Linmu is at a loss for words. Linmu can't understand what's happening, as he feels cold and hot at the same time, while having the sensation of being filled with plants. Bai then reveals that his plan from the start was to create cracks in the puppet's armor so that his poison could take its effect. Linmu realizes that he had been careless, but determines that he hasn't been completely defeated and attempts to flee. He tries to have the sword array protect him and kill Bai, but Bai won't be defeated just yet. He acknowledges that Linmu is able to control the ultra powerful sword array, but explains that he has his own methods that are just as powerful. Bai then shocks everyone as he calls upon the undying bone that stops the sword array and completely destroys it. With the sword array taken care of, the undying bone then takes out Linmu and frees the prisoners being used in the array. Bai proclaims that the outer city has been completely conquered. He states that it's now time to take over the entire majestic city, and everyone cheers about how their Bloodlord has boundless fighting power and an all-encompassing benevolence. Moments later, we watch as the two sectors continue their assault on the Profound Stream sector, and one of the patriarchs gives the signal revealing that they have taken the outer city. A new group has been waiting for this signal, but their leader explains that the Profound Stream sector hasn't used all their foundational powers yet. Patriarch Song explains that the founders of their sectors will be arriving soon, but the Profound Stream is still trying to drag the battle on for some reason. He determines that as long as they do not put Bai in danger any longer, then everything will be under control. We then watch as Bai tears his way through the battle and strikes fear in every disciple he comes across. Just as he is about to be attacked by a puppet, Tidan arrives to save him. Bai praises his loyal Beast King's son for the rescue, and assures him that nothing will happen to him again. Elsewhere in Majestic City, we see that Supreme Patriarch Hun calls upon the Profound Stream Holy Spirit to obey his command. The summoning can be seen from everywhere, and Qian explains that the trap has finally been set. Bai notices that the Profound Stream Patriarch has finally made his move, and everyone is shocked to see the ground beneath their feet begin to crumble. Bai attempts to warn everyone to run away as he suspects something is wrong, but it's too late and something strange emerges from the ground. It's huge, but Bai isn't able to determine what it is. The Patriarch reveals that the Profound Stream has resorted to using their heirloom, and they instruct everyone to retreat. We then see that Bai does his best to escape the strange being, and those watching nearby wonder what on earth it is. Bai tries everything he can to fend it off, but it does absolutely nothing, and everyone realizes that it would be best to just run away. A single touch from the powerful entity is enough to send Bai flying, and he must be saved by Tidan. His loyal son does his best to keep Bai safe, as Bai explains that he is okay now thanks to him. The being is able to attack from every direction, however, and eventually takes down Bai and Tidan. Just as the creature is about to land a devastating blow on Bai, Tidan once again jumps in to save his father. While Tidan's attack is very powerful, it isn't enough to stop the attack, but luckily something else does just in time. The saviors are the Patriarchs, and they tell Bai to get away as they can't hold it back for much longer. Supreme Patriarch Hun watches though, and explains that he won't let him escape that easily. Bai can sense something powerful as Hun summons the rest of the gigantic creature, and the patriarchs are pushed back. Everyone is in absolute awe of the enormous beast, and Bai determines that he must lure it away from the other disciples. He recruits his loyal Beast King to help him attract the creature's attention, and while it does, Bai unleashes one of his more powerful attacks. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much, and Bai must rush to save Tidan, who has been severely injured. Bai is glad to see that he is okay, but the patriarchs warn everyone to run away as this is a battle of sector heirlooms. The Spirit Stream Patriarch then summons a supreme treasure of their own, the Heavenly Horn Sword. The Profound Stream Beast has nowhere to run as the sword comes crashing down, piercing it right through the head. The Patriarch points out how the sword has incredibly been spirit refined 10 times, and all the disciples celebrate their victory. Bai then thinks to himself how if an item that has been spirit refined 10 times can easily destroy a sector's heirloom, then an item that has been spirit refined 100 times would be able to rule the universe. Normally, refining an item even just 10 times is nearly impossible, but with his chosen walk, refining something 100 times might even be possible. Zheng arrives soon after to explain that they have taken the Western City, and Bai points out how much easier it will now be for them to bring down Majestic City. Just then, Tidan senses something and runs off in the direction of the Profound Sector's Supreme Treasure Beast. As he approaches, the Patriarch is shocked to see that a Beast King crystal has emerged from its corpse. It is a cultivation essence that is rarely seen in 10,000 years. What's even more amazing is that considering Tidan's recent cultivation, obtaining it will allow him to break into a higher realm at once. Bai points out how he has never seen Tidan so excited before, but the Patriarch notices something strange inside of the crystal. Bai notices as well and instructs Tidan to return immediately. The Patriarch of the Profound Stream Sector watches from afar and reveals that it's actually too late to stop anything. Qian summons another supreme treasure called the Heavenly Bow Lock and explains that it took several hundred years worth of their sector's spiritual energy to condense the one arrow he is about to use. He states that Bai will surely die from this attack and unleashes the arrow. It is directed straight at Tidan, so Bai steps forward to protect his adopted Beast King son. Bai does his best to stop the attack using his demon body, but the Patriarch knows it won't be enough when he realizes that it's a Profound Stream's heavenly arrow. The other Patriarchs realize this as well as they desperately run to help Bai as we see that he is barely holding on and asking for Tidan to get away as fast as he can. Bai manages to stop the large arrow, but Patriarch Qian reveals that his target had been him from the start, and we see that the main arrow is what ends up hitting the crystal. The resulting explosion is massive as the Patriarchs must take cover and Bai jumps to protect his Beast King son. Patriarch Qian celebrates his victory as he explains that he knew about Bai's deep affection for the Beast King and used him as bait to eliminate Bai. The other Patriarchs realize now that they had fallen into a trap from the start and point out how impossible it is to escape from an explosion of this scope. The founders of the Blood and Spirit Stream sectors arrive and question if the Profound Stream sector really believes that they can survive the fury of their combined power. The Spirit Stream Patriarch summons another one of their supreme treasures in the Spiritual Sun Raven, and the Bloodstream Patriarch promises to bury the entire Profound Stream sector with the Bloodstream Supreme Treasure, the Bloodstream Night Puppet. Thanks for watching part 28, 6,000 likes and I'll know you want a part 29. Also, all other parts in a pinned comment below.